Thank you very much for joining us. Let's settle for the details now. The Electoral Commission says it has begun implementing the directive of the court to ensure that Ghanaians living abroad have the opportunity to vote in our parliamentary and presidential elections. The representation of the People's Amendment Act, passed 12 years ago, is yet to be implemented. This sparked a number of court actions. An Accra High Court on May 8, 2019 granted a request by the Electoral Commission for an extension of the deadline to implement the law. In an interview with Mama V. Usabuaji on the AM show, Deputy Commissioner in charge of Corporate Services, Dr. Bossman Asare, said the CI is already in Parliament to kickstart the process. Now, according to him, barring any hitches, Ghanaians living abroad should be able to vote come December 7.
People must understand that the Electoral Commission is saying that the card you bring must bear your picture. The card you bring. So, Mama, when you are coming to register, we want a card that bears your picture. So we look at the picture. So a photo identification. So that's why we use all cards we have been using. Sometimes when we use the National Health Insurance, your picture embedded. The voter ID, your picture embedded. So once it doesn't have, but you know, it doesn't mean your birth cert is not relevant. When it comes to the District Registration Review Committee and people are checking ages, etc. But this country, we shouldn't be kidding ourselves. We know people are 80 years, they have birth certificates indicating they are 70, etc. But that doesn't suggest that there is a card which is perfect. But this election, what the Commission is saying is that when we use the passport and the Ghana card, we think we are getting something which is more authentic and something which will help us to ensure the register is credible and is made up of those who are really qualified.
Here's another one. It says, Mamavi, good morning. Please ask Dr. Bossman if the option of voter transfers will be done in 2020.
Yes, it's something that came up yesterday, and we assured the special budget committee members that we are going to do it. I think one of our officers was making the point that in the current CI, but it's not the current CI on elections that we are going to use. We are going to have a new one in Parliament to amend certain aspects. So certainly we are going to have voter transfer and voting by proxy. So
you're not done with presenting instruments to Parliament?
No, you know, there are several instruments guiding. The one has to do, what has just matured is the one on the registration and perhaps the exhibition. The new one will be on the elections itself. So that's it. And the current one is the CI 94, which will send a new one to Parliament. It will go through the process, AG's department, pre-laying at Parliament. Then when it matures, that one will take precedence over the one we have now.
All right, here's another one. Can I register by proxy if I'm currently trapped outside the country due to COVID-19? Fred, stuck in Birmingham, UK.
Well, currently, we don't have that in our laws. We don't have that in our laws. And the CI, which has just matured, we didn't anticipate that we are going to get to a point where some people will be stuck. But we are hoping that...
but to be fair, because this CI, you kept changing. And it was presented within this COVID era. So you should have realized that people would be outside the country and would not be able to make it.
No, we couldn't have anticipated at the time. And if even we had anticipated, the law, the registration, the CL registration basically specified that you must appear in person. And you know, to do something in others' jurisdiction will require some clearances. You need to engage the authorities, and I think that will maybe also fall under ROPA, because you need you can't just say, I'm going to Nigeria to register Ghanaians. You can't just say, you need to have some clearance passages being allowed by the authorities of other countries. So, but we are anticipating that by the time the process will take off or come to an end, Ghanaians abroad. And I think we are picking information that, so I think yesterday...
Well, that's those who can afford to pay the amounts that has been stated. So I don't think that every Ghanaian outside is somebody who originally lives in Ghana will be able to come if they are not able to afford.
I think it's something which is very important, but the point is that under the current law, we are not empowered to do that.
So if you live in Ghana and you went to visit and you're trapped outside, you're not able to return, and you miss the registration exercise, then that's it.
That's it. But what we are saying is that because the mop-up, we are not finishing in June. We are only beginning in June. And it will go, the exercise will take place the end of...
But it's for 30 days?
No, it's for 38 days.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping that by the time, maybe July, who knows what is up there.
But my point is within the 38 days, you're not able to return, then that's it.
That's it.